And we're back. I sort of had a change of heart. I don't know if anyone will be very upset if maybe we don't take a look at Plock tonight, because Castlevania 64 did take a lot longer than I thought it would. So if that's gonna break your heart that we bump Plock, then let me know. But otherwise I think we're just gonna jump into Castlevania instead. We'll do a playthrough of Castlevania 1. Maybe we'll do 2 loops. I don't usually do the second loop of Castlevania. I'm not very good at it. So maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll do both loops. That might be interesting. I've played through loop 2 once before. I had a really tough time with it. Mazin says, I can't believe Frownster handled hard mode so effortlessly. I gotta step up my gamer skills, I guess. Well, Mazin, you have amazing gamer skills. The trouble is you only play 2 games. If you're ever gonna do a Castlevania 64 playthrough on your YouTube channel, let me know though, Mazin, because I'll try my best to be there for it. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to because my schedule is kind of terrible sometimes. But if you let me know beforehand, I will definitely try. It's a nice Plock you have right there. Hard mode, more like lard mode. Tuesday says. Looks pretty Plocky to you. Alright, Castlevania 1. I love Castlevania 1. It's probably my favorite Castlevania game. Oh, we got the no music glitch. Might want to turn the volume up just a little bit. It's hard to tell. If it suddenly gets really loud, then my apologies. So I've done a couple challenge runs of Castlevania 1. You know, not that I'm a pro or anything, but I have spent a lot of time practicing it and have completed some kind of tough challenges. I've beaten the game deathless quite a few times now, but I've also done a deathless run whip only, and I've done a damageless run of the game as well. Whenever they bring it to the Switch Online, I'll step over my shadow and pay for it. I don't think I know that expression, step over my shadow, but I like it. And then obviously stream it. That's how you say it. That's a saying you have in German, at least. I mean, if it's a saying in English, it's not from my part of the world. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it, but I like it. It's got a good sound to it. No, rip the damageless run. I'm getting bamboozled by the stairs. Fingers crossed also, because my Castlevania cartridge has a bad habit of crashing. Oh, hey, nice. We've got a raid coming in. Wonderful. From the Juker. Hey, great to see you again, Juker. Thank you for the raid. Let's pause a moment here. Questionable raid. Scooter, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us again. I don't know if that is Indark Cooley? Welcome in, Indark. Pleasure to have you with us. Hope you're doing well. And Airlish, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. How was your stream, Juker? What were you up to tonight? And how did it go? We'd love to hear. And while we're chin wagging everybody, if you want to use that link to give the Juker a follow, you'd be doing yourselves a favor. He's got a really wonderful stream. Really friendly streamer. Really great community. Does a lot of retro stuff. Does like some homebrew stuff sometimes, like sort of ROM hacks. Plays oddball things. Some sometimes things that seem kind of janky. I think we've got a lot of overlapping tastes in our games. Checked out the 2023 Super Mario World questionable level design contest. I have not heard of this. Tonight was super jank. I love it. Questionable stuff. If you want to see a bunch of people make a bunch of very wrong levels, it was a lot of fun. So it's basically like so I'm imagining something that's kind of like Mario Maker with the jank meter turned up to 11. There was a gem in there though. I guess that's what makes the levels. You have to have at least one gem, right? Or they can't be. You can't call them questionable then. if they're all rubbish, then they're not questionable. You have your answer. you have to have at least one gem to throw off the pattern, right? You were tasked with making a level that makes you ask, why would you ever do this? Oh, that sounds like a wonderful time. We got to experience our own variety of jank at the top of the stream tonight. We played through I played through Castlevania 64, one of my very favorite games. I love Castlevania 64. People don't dig that game so much, but I can see the magic in it. It is I will admit it is janky and frustrating, especially when you just like starting with it. There's a learning curve to Castlevania 64, but it's a beautiful game. It's just beautiful. So I played through it. We did it's first time I ever played through it on hard mode, and I really struggled. I had some major blunders in my playthrough. I got confused and stuck on a level for hours. It was a nightmare. But I sailed through some other parts, and we had a great ending to it. So spirits are high. Now we're going back to the start. And just wandering through Castlevania 1 here. I think we're going to do 2 loops of Castlevania 1. I've done loop 2 before, but only once, and I'm not very good at it, so it's going to be pretty ugly. But I'm sort of overconfident from our Castlevania 64 victory. Best level's the one where the full game is actually just you platforming on the Super Mario World level select map. I think I'm gonna have to look at your VOD, Juker. I think I'm gonna have to see that. It is mind-blowing, I believe it. Welcome in, Bad Road. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. There was a time when I could 1cc Cornell's Path and Legacy of Darkness. I actually haven't played Legacy of Darkness. I hear people tell me that they like that one better, but I haven't done that one yet. I'm kind of saving it until I do all of the stuff that the first one has to offer. I will say I have sampled Legacy of Darkness just a bit. I played like the first level or two. My first impressions of it, I didn't like it as much as Castlevania 64 from the start, but I'm gonna go into it with an open mind and see if it turns me around. But I've got a little bit more business to do with Castlevania 64 first. I still have to clear. I have to get the good ending on Carrie's path, and I have to clear it. I have to clear Carrie's path on hard mode. And then I think I'll be ready for Legacy of Darkness. Not that it really matters, but... It's mind-blowing, the Juker says. Let me get caught up here. I'm falling behind on the chat. I did Castlevania 64 Legacy of Darkness blind a while back, Juker said. Was able to breeze through it in like 4 hours. I think people don't know how to use the grab when you jump. That's one of the things you got to get used to. That is 100% one of the things you have to get used to. The jumping. And yeah, you hold the jump button if you want to grab a ledge. Every time. Whitish Fox says it's an underrated gem of jank loveliness. Beautiful words, Whitish Fox. Speaks to my heart. Scooter says, I had an entry in the questionable level design contest, and the Juker liked it. Right on. Scooter's level's a lot of fun. Also a big fan of the level where we just read an entire essay and there was no real level. What is this surreal madness? Legacy of Darkness is the same game but better. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. I'll have to see. I wasn't crazy about. See, the thing is, when I sampled Legacy of Darkness, like I really wanted to play as Reinhardt again. I didn't really like. I think it got off. It gets off on the wrong foot with me kind of right away because I didn't really want to play as Cornell. It's a Castlevania game. I want to have a whip, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to give it a fair shake. As a bit of a remix for the other characters you know and love. Yeah. The start of the game is a bit bad as Cornell, but it is fine. And that's see that's the thing is I'm hoping that that's it. Just just a bad first impression, and I'll grow to love it on a real playthrough. You should 100% Castlevania 64 first. Only then you'll have a fair comparison, Mazin says. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. There's a lot of times with like series that I like. Like I really like the Castlevania games. There's a couple of them I've never played. As well. Like I've never played Rondo of Blood. I've never played Dracula X. I've never played Castlevania Legends. There's a handful of them that I haven't played, and like I haven't played Adventure Rebirth. I'm not rushing to play them, even though I really love the series, because it's kind of nice to have a few left to look forward to. It's a mixed feeling. Every time I play a new Castlevania game, like, it's really great that I get to play a new game, but there's one less in the world for me to look forward to after that. So, because Konami's not making them anymore. So I tend to hold off, you know, and work my way through the series kind of slowly. I've been doing sort of the same thing with the Contra games, and I've only as much as I love the first few Contra games, I've only played the first few, because I want to keep some of the series alive to look forward to, you know, for a while. What's your feelings on Symphony of the Night? I don't love Symphony of the Night the way other people do. I don't have anything against it, but I didn't play it when it was new. I only played it for the first time a year or two ago, and I'd already played Circle of the Moon and Order of Ecclesia, so a lot of the stuff that Symphony does, I'd already experienced in other games. So I don't have that sort of overwhelming love for it that a lot of people seem to. It was fun. I enjoyed playing through it, but when it comes to those Metroid-style games, out of the three I've played, Order of Ecclesia is easily my favorite. I don't really like the Metroid-style games as much. I don't like the RPG elements. The leveling system, the experience system, I don't really like that as much. When it comes to Metroid-style games, I like them to be more like Super Metroid or Hollow Knight, where they don't have RPG features. That's more my kind of thing. Mazin says, to me, Legacy of Darkness is a bonus game to enhance Castlevania 64. That's how I see it. Kind of an add-on for extra flavor. Adventure Rebirth is incredible. They'll never release any of those 3 Rebirth games. Yeah. I've heard good things about them. I haven't checked any of them out yet. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do them all at once. That might be kind of ambitious to think I could do all 3 of them in one stream, but maybe I'll do them all in the same week. Maybe not in the same stream, right? I'm looking forward to them. It's a shame. It's a shame that they won't just, just drop them on a virtual console for like the Switch or something. Love Dawn of Sorrow on the DS. I hear good things about that one too. Frownie is the guy in the Castlevania 64 and Symphony of the Night ads that said 64 was the future and the pixel art looked ugly. It's really funny how those ads really though 64 was the future. I think there's a word missing there. But I get your point. I don't think I've seen that ad, Juker. I should look that up as well. The only one of the Rebirth games I did not like was Gradius. I've never played a Gradius game, so Gradius Rebirth might actually be my first experience with the series. Maybe it shouldn't be, though. N64 is the future, Mazin says. What do you mean? Same. I did like Symphony of the Night, but the leveling felt unnecessary for the style. Other than that, I loved it. Yeah, when it comes, like, I like character progression in games, but it's experience and leveling systems are much less interesting to me. I rather that the character progression be handled when you obtain items as a reward for exploration or conquering bosses. The way, like A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, things like that. I'm not really crazy about character progression that, that just comes from like grinding enemies. It's not really. I'd rather have a power up as a reward for like achieving something major in the game, and not as a reward for standing in place fighting the same skeleton a million times. And I know I'm being a little snotty when I put it like that, because that's not the way you have to improve your character, but it is available to you. Oh no! Well, we play on physical hardware, my friends, and some of this stuff is kind of old and not in great shape, and so sometimes the game crashes. So I'm gonna have to fix this and restart. So that's what we'll do. I really want to buy the Rebirth games again on the Switch, the Juker said, if they put them on there. Shame the only way to try them now is to emulate. Yeah, that's game preservation is just the worst. Alright, let me address this and I'll be right back with you, my friends. All right, we'll give this another try. Where did I? Oh, couldn't find the controller. Scooter says my level consists of taking Mario characters and doing a crossover with the show Law and Order. So, Law and Order Mushroom Kingdom unit. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I overlooked that. I try to catch all the chat, but I'm a little less than perfect. So thank you for repeating that for me, because I did miss it. I'm sorry. I like the idea though. I like the ring to. I like the sound of it. I like having a virtual change and a visual change, and not just oh, I only hit him twice that time. Yeah, I like I tend to like my games to be a lot more like, I like my gameplay to be like really to be athletic and acrobatic and stuff. So like and I like when you're forced to memorize patterns and react and engage with the game in sort of a real-time situation. So like games where your gameplay is like heavily like menu driven and is real hands off from the characters don't really appeal to me all that much. And games where you can steamroll the challenges by overpowering your character are less exciting to me. I mean, I do play games with those kinds of features from time to time, but they're not my favorite types of things. But Frownie, digital is the future, the Juker says. It's a nightmarish future. A nightmarish future. Keep me safe in the past. It's okay. In my stream, I missed some of the chat here and there. Thank you, Scooter. Hey, we got the level 1 music this time. I should do a 100% run of Castlevania someday. Collect all the candles in the game. I've never tried that. There's some that are really tough to get. You have to make sure you show up with the right sub-weapon. So, and actually, you know what? If I'm requiring myself to pick up all the candles, then I'm going to be at the mercy of RNG to make sure I have to give me the right sub-weapon in the right places. So that run might kind of be impossible. There's some candles that are really high up in the game where you have to have the axe to collect them. So yeah, I'd be at the mercy of the game to give me the axe if I wanted to do that. The sub-weapons aren't deterministic. Some of them are, and some of them aren't. The ones from the candles are, but enemies can also drop sub-weapons. So... Oh, but yeah, but I don't have to necessarily pick up the enemy sub-weapons, right? But I don't know. I don't know if they give you, it would depend. If they give you the sub-weapon you need where you need it, then I wouldn't have to worry about RNG. But if they don't give you if they give you the wrong sub-weapon in particular areas, then I'd have to grind enemies until I get a weapon drop I need. And that's where the RNG would come in. That's why Castlevania The Adventure is so great for 100% or 102% runs, Mazin says. I've never done a 102% run of Castlevania The Adventure, and I think about it sometimes, Mazin. I really think I should do one someday. I can join you there on the leaderboard. Oh, I didn't pick up the... stopwatch. I had one streamer get mad at me for repeating myself since I didn't read or acknowledge my message, and I was kicked out. Get very weary of repeating myself now. No worries, Scooter. That's, You're not gonna get that from me. I'm sorry that happened to you. That seems a little bit rude. Zeldavania, welcome in. It's good to see you. I brought, like, the worst sub-weapon to this party. What am I doing? That was ugly. Super Frownie Adventures, 102% category. Everything is consistent. No RNG messes with you anywhere, Mazin says, for Castlevania the Adventure. It's another underrated Castlevania game. Even if I was spamming it like every second or minute, but just repeating myself once, yeah. Completely agreed. Whoa. I'm the worst. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it to watch me play this. You wouldn't believe that I've actually done well at this game a few times. Oh, Iowa, thank you. We got a new follower came on board about 3 minutes ago. Thank you for that. Hope that you're enjoying yourself tonight. I definitely appreciate you coming on board with us. The song is so good, Hrafnir says. It's easy to get lost in this one. This is like usually the point of the playthrough where I just kind of shut down and forget I'm streaming because I'm so caught up in the music on the stage. All the songs in Castlevania are good. Oh, I wasted a holy water. I'm gonna bravely stand up here and cheese these guys. Castlevania is another word for good. You could just say this music is very Castlevania. Also counts for expletives. I feel like we're on the verge of our ability to communicate completely breaking down here. We're going to talk ourselves into having a language that only has one word in the vocabulary. Unfortunately, I should sleep a bit, Scooter says. I stream at what is, in my part of the world, kind of a very unreasonable time, so... I definitely would never begrudge anyone for needing sleep. I've enjoyed having you here with us, Scooter. Very grateful for your company, and I hope that you sleep well. Hopefully we'll be able to see you again real soon. Belmont when the walls fell. I get that reference, even though I don't know a whole lot about Star Trek. No. I was trying to be cool and defeat him without using the holy water. The game crashed again. Can you believe this? We're never going to make it through Castlevania because the game won't play all the way through. What awful luck, and what a perfect crash. It just went to a flat blank screen. You're not allowed to use holy water there, so the game crashed. Well, I didn't use the holy water, but I still died. It wants a 1 CC. It wants a deathless clear. I've actually done that before 3 times. Well, I've cleared this game deathless a lot of times, but I've intentionally gone for 3 deathless challenges. I've done any percent deathless, and I've actually done that a lot because I had to practice a lot more for the other runs. I also did whip only deathless, and I did one run that was any percent damageless. Not that I'm very good at the game. I just grinded it a whole lot. So I've actually given it the challenges that it that it demands of me. I just can't do it tonight. Definitely drop by again, Scooter says. Also, feel free to drop by mine. Love for you to say hi. Either way, I'll be back here. Right on. Hopefully I'll catch you live at some point. I don't think our schedules line up super conveniently. But I am following you. So if I'm free sometime, I'm looking at Twitch and you're live, I'll definitely drop in. All right, give me a moment. From the top. I guess I should be grateful for the crashes, right? If I have an excuse to restart the game, that just means I get to spend more time playing Castlevania. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the spirit. A work schedule makes it hard for scheduling. Born to stream, forced to work. Collecting the meat when your health is already completely full is the best feeling. Ah, it's gonna crash again. I'm seeing artifacts. I'm having the worst luck with this tonight. Hey, Conga. Welcome back. I believe you were with us earlier in the night. It's been a long night. I don't think I'm thinking of yesterday. No! Rip the damageless run. It's after midnight now, so it's officially my birthday, Hrafnir says. Happy birthday, Hrafnir. Congratulations on leveling up. Blow into the cartridge, that always fixes it / ruins it. I try not to do that, but I will admit there are times where that seems to be the only solution. I know it's not good for the game or the console, but there are times when it's the only thing that works. That's a shame. Rip the Deathless Run. The general policy of the stream is that I play through glitches and artifacts as long as the game remains playable. So that's why, even though I'm pretty sure it's going to crash and we're going to have to restart again, that's why I am sticking with this, because sometimes it clears up and, you know, it just becomes normal and everything goes fine. And even if it doesn't, it gives us at least an opportunity to, you know, maybe see something weird happen, something interesting. I remember a mate of mine who worked on the machines saying if you're spitting into the metal parts and then putting in a machine, also water is a good conductor. So it is a fix that ruins it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand what's bad about it and why you're not supposed to do it, and that's why I try to never do it, but we all have our limits, right? Narblast, welcome in. Incoming. Incoming raid. Hey, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us, Raiders. Thank you for coming along. Would that be Scone Bone Video? Welcome to Castlevania. Yeah, my cartridge is acting up tonight. We've got some artifacts going on, so the game might crash. Just a heads up. We've had to restart twice already, so we might be facing that again. But welcome in. Very very happy to have you here. Welcome in. Not sure how you like that pronounced. Would it be the Chugs? Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for coming along. Binary Man, welcome in. Crash at Death or Drag. No, I haven't made it that far. It crashed at Frankenstein was where we just died. Let me click through here. I want to check out your page, Sconebone. Thank you for the raid. By the way, very happy to have you here. Thank you for bringing your people along. Very grateful for your company. I'm going to see what I can see of your stream here. Castlevania 3? You're playing Shadowgate? Nice. Shadowgate, I actually want to play that. I have the Game Boy Color version of that. I'm going to give you a follow. About page says playing real cartridges on real consoles with real arcade sticks. For real. I must say, it sounds like you're the real deal, my friend. I like I admire the physical hardware approach. I tend to be a physical hardware kind of guy myself. Very nice. It's always fun seeing how people pronounce my username. If you, my name is Chaz. But feel free. But feel free to call me Chugs if you prefer. Chaz, you shall be. I'll do my best to remember that. We're just playing Castlevania 3. Right on. I've only played through that one once. I need to give that one another go. I was thinking I might do it tonight. Would do Castlevania 3 tonight. It was kind of tentatively scheduled, but Castlevania 64 took me a whole lot of time. You mean Frankenstein's monster? You got me. You got me, Binary Man. I am too. I'm sorry, I read that too late. I didn't catch what that was in reference to. Do you mean you're a fan of physical hardware? CJ, welcome in. Great to have you here, my friend. The Alucard route on Castlevania 3 is rough. So on my playthrough, I teamed up with Grant and then Sypha. So I've never seen Alucard. But I want to go through and get all the endings. And even though I teamed up with Grant and Sypha, my playthrough is really kind of a Trevor only playthrough. I never really figured out how to use either of them. Also, it's a Castlevania game, so I just wanted to be the guy with the whip. OG Real Hardware streamer. Oh, nice, Binary Man. I like it. Yeah, I don't really have, I don't have anything against emulation. I think, it's, I actually think very highly of it. It's a very important tool. Game preservation is a nightmare, and, hardware is crazy expensive. But at the same time, I've just never been, I've never found a setup for emulation that I really liked. I'm kind of attached to, I like the feel of the old hardware. I like to use an old box TV to play on, So, you know, I might look at emulation if there's something I really want to play, but the only way to do it is through like a, you know, a port or a virtual console, or even if emulation's the only way I can do it, then, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But as often as humanly possible, I tend to stick to using real hardware. And I'm lucky. I got into the retro collecting really early on, when it was actually cheap. So I built up a pretty nice physical collection at the right time, just by luck. Emulation has a place, but original hardware has a better feel, in my opinion. Nar says, "Yeah, that's kind of where I line up with it as well." Let me catch up with the chat here a moment. If I missed a comment from anybody, apologies. I try to keep up with it, but I don't do a perfect job. So if you end up having to repeat yourself or something like that, my apologies. I didn't take anybody, Nar says. I didn't want any jabronis on the squad. No wheel tonight, CJ. I wasn't feeling up for it. At the start of the stream, I started off, I had kind of an upset stomach. I just wasn't prepared to face the wheel tonight, so we turned it off. It'll be back on tomorrow. Real hardware. Do you know if your card has a black Nintendo seal or white? It could explain the crash. I don't know, Sconebone. If I have to reset it, I'll try and take a look at the Nintendo seal. If I have to adjust the cartridge again, if it crashes. I'd need a capture card if I wanted to use real hardware. Bad Road says. And my capture stuff that I use is pretty basic, pretty cheap. But I mean, it's not like it doesn't cost nothing. Binary Man's got Famicom Disk System, AN500R. I don't know what that is. Super Famicom, a black GameCube, Sega Genesis with the composite out. Nice. I've got some of those myself. I don't have the disc system, and I have the US versions of most of those, although I do have a Famicom and a Super Famicom. So glad I collected NES when I did. Nar says I couldn't imagine trying to get started with it now. Oh no, I say that all the time. If my collection burned to the ground, I wouldn't even imagine trying to replace it, right? It'd just be impossible. Was the early 2000s the cheapest time for NES games? Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. Uncle Muscles, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I started scooping up NES and Super Nintendo games right around the tail end of the Nintendo 64 days. So late 90s. And you could pretty much find them dirt cheap. Back then. 90s is when the stores were selling new NES games on clearance, yeah. I wasn't quite there, like, at picking them up new on clearance. But thank you for the follow. Thank you. A belated thank you to Sconebone. Sorry, I didn't catch the activity feed when you followed, but I do appreciate that. Thank you for coming on board, and to you as well, Uncle Muscles. Pleasure to have you join the team, my friends. Need a little bottle of Pepto-Bismol on the wheel. What CJ is referring to, I've got a channel point redemption where I've got a party wheel that I spin sometimes, and it's got a bunch of like hot sauces and spicy food on it, and I just eat whatever it lands on, and it gets pretty brutal sometimes. Not always. Some of the stuff on it's pretty mild, but some of it's pretty not. It has the black label. It's prone to crashing. The white seal was the fix. I never knew that. That's interesting. Mine's probably the black seal then, because my cartridge crashes all the time. Crashes if you throw weapons at death before he arrives. Interesting. Bort Jams, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here. Hope you're having a good evening. Sharp Twin Famicom. 2-in-1 license system came out after the Famicom Disk System release in '86. Japan exclusive. First system that had the composite output. That I didn't know. I'm a big fan of retro games, but there's a whole world to them of stuff that I'm just not really aware of. Pioneer Man, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. Wanted to do the Hot Ones challenge on the stream at some point, Nar says. Not really into spicy foods or hot sauces. It will inevitably be a disaster. I think that's what would make it a great time. I have the Black Seal too. That's how I learned about it. Oh, for those, my collection is not completely inventoried, but if anyone is curious, it's largely inventoried on BG Collect. For those who might want to be curious enough to take a look. There's a link there. Only issues, the controllers are hardwired into the console and the cords are short. With the Japanese Famicom. Yeah, so my Famicom is the Model 2. It's the AB Famicom. My Super Famicom is actually not put together at the moment. I had to take it apart to do a repair, and then I never finished the reassembly. So it kind of sits unused. Most of the Famicom stuff that I have copies of for the SNES as well. So I just use the American SNES for most of it. Walk over there into my flames, please. One more. One more. Easy to check if it's the 5, whether or not it's the 5-screw cart. I think the Japanese had a different idea on console placement. Made the AV cables long so that you put the console up close and change the carts easily. We all knew it. We all knew it was coming, right? We all knew it was coming. So it's not that heartbreaking. I'm sorry I have to keep restarting. I know that's probably frustrating to a lot of people. You know, I do I do appreciate that. This is not a lot I could do about it. All right, hey Smosh, welcome in. Great to have you. Great to have you with us. All right, give me just a moment. We are gonna complete a playthrough of this tonight. I'm determined to make it happen. It's just taking a lot of tries. I just had to pop back on the face cam for a moment just to say I made it so much better. it looks good. This is how it's supposed to look, right? Oh. All right, fingers crossed, friends. Could this be the run? Only time will tell. Let me catch up with what I missed of the chat. Oh, and I looked at the cart. It's a 3-screw cart, and it has a black seal on the front. For those who are curious about that. Don't think it's the black seal issue. Why is the cart bad? I don't know. It's been this cart always has issues. I'm no stranger to these issues, unfortunately. Sometimes it plays perfectly, but most of the time there's usually a few hiccups. This is kind of unusually bad, but I haven't played it in a while too, so maybe that has something to do with it. This is a good game. My playthrough of Toxic Crusaders started going south on me. I jiggled the cart to fix it, and was able to finish the run. Nice. I'm always too scared to do that. Sometimes just taking the cart out and put it back in fixes it. Sometimes. Unstuck the game. It's during a boss fight. Game started getting scrambled, and a little jiggle fixed it. I was so stoked. That usually works out badly for me. Please play like this. Challenge run, play with the scramble. This is fine. I love it. If you know the layout, you could probably do it. I mean, I don't know. I could probably have suffered my way through it, but it would have been ugly. It would have taken hours. Do you have any alcohol? Any ISO alcohol? Yeah, I'm no. This is kind of what the stream is like. A lot of times, I'm no stranger to having to clean my cartridges. So I always have the rubbing alcohol handy. All right. Kid Dracula is so good. I played that once on the stream, but I never finished it. We gotta give that. We've got to give that one another shot sometime. Like Kid Dracula for the Game Boy, Uncle Muscle says. So I've only played the Famicom version. It's the only foreign language game that we played on the stream so far, I do believe. There's a quiz show part where you have to answer trivia questions part of the way through the game. I had to brute force it because I don't know Japanese. I have the Famicom cart. When the game show happens, I have no clue what's going on. Get down here. Rip the damageless run. Have a save on the OG Akumajo Dracula on the Famicom Disk System that's on Stage 18, Dracula's Keep. Ooh. Yeah. This game, in other words. So I've you know, I like physical hardware. I like collecting retro games. I'm very Spartan in my rip the deathless run. Picked a bad place to start talking, huh? I'm very Spartan in my collecting. So like I don't frequently have a lot of knowledge on like, you know, like different like printings of games and stuff like that, and I don't frequently I don't go out of my way to get things complete. I just typically all I want is a functional disc or cartridge. I very rarely even care about the shape that the item is in. It's nice to have a manual, especially for a lot of retro games. Like the manual is kind of part of the game. It's not necessary because you can find almost every manual as a PDF if you really need it. So like I'll usually pay a little extra to have a manual, but only a little. It's not a deal breaker if there's no manual. And the box, I don't care about the box at all. The box adds nothing to my experience, you know. By all means, you know, if you have the money and it's what you like, you know, a complete in-box like collection of games, you know, on a wall does look nice. I'd never, you know, begrudge anyone if that's what you like to collect, but it's not really what I lean toward. Most of my collection is loose and battered, and it's all about just having a barely functional, you know, a barely functional game. Akumajo Dracula is the Japanese for the Famicom Disk System version of Castlevania. Yeah, right on. I'm sure I've heard that title. You know, I know I've heard that title before. I'm just, you know, not really great with the Japanese. I've only got one language at my disposal. I get complete in box, but I still play them. I couldn't throw my water fast enough. First iteration of Castlevania. Yeah, I follow. Means demon/devil castle. I thought I was far enough along for that skeleton to show up, but he just wasn't appearing. Okay, looks like I gotta fight these guys. Which mostly means I'm just gonna plant myself in place and wail on them and pray. Hey, but it worked. One piece of health, that's all we need. Right on. Hey, Baron, welcome back. I fell asleep for a good while. I did. I beat Castlevania 64. It actually went really smoothly at the end. I struggled with Phase 1 Dracula for a long while, and then once I got past Phase 1 Dracula, it was smooth sailing. Hey, welcome in, Rad. Thank you for the raid, my friend. Pleasure to have you here. How did what was that? How did your Xbox game go? The title's slipping my mind now. You were playing that stealth game on the Xbox. Did you finish it up? I don't know why I'm blanking on the title. But I know you were right near the end. My friends, if you want to use that link there to give Rad a follow, he does a lot of retro content. He does a lot of video game music. He's got professional credits on his resume, and he's got a wonderful stream. Very high energy, lots of comedy. He broadcasts from a space station. It's unbelievable. Do yourselves a favor and give our friend a follow. You will not be disappointed. Splinter Cell, that's it. Thank you, Rad. I just wasn't coming to me. Did you finish it though? I know you're having a sort of a mixed time with it. There was a bit of struggle to it. Victory, very good, GG, Rad. Well done. And who else do we have here? Welcome in. Would that be Raven Wick? Pleasure to have you with us as well. Hand over all your 2000 stealth gadgets. And Shorty Straw, welcome in. Good to see you again. Stealth gadgets. I've got none. I'm trash at stealth games. I'm no good. I'm no good at them. I would just let you down. Binary Man asks, "You ever watch Samurai Jack?" No, I haven't. I don't really have much experience with. Well, I've never seen that. That's an anime, right? Can't say I've seen that one. Dark Burbs Unite, Rafnir says. All right, let's. Are you crushing this game? I'm doing my best. We've had a night. It's kind of victorious. Welcome in. I'm not sure how to say this. Would it be? Is it Irwin? Irwinny? Oh, Jess. Stealth games can be fun. Trying to make up for when you get caught too, though. Crazy Scotsman from Samurai Jack equals best Samurai Jack character, Baron says. Yeah, so I missed out on a lot of that stuff. Like, although I'm close to the right age for a lot of those, like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network type cartoons. We didn't have like satellite or cable or stuff like that when I was growing up, so those a lot of those things that other people like grew up with, I have very limited or no experience of. Irwin Yo, that makes a lot more sense. Welcome in. I'm pleased to have you with us. So we played through Castlevania. I'm a mess at the moment. Stream's falling apart. Just a moment of focus, and then I'll finish my thoughts. It's a dangerous place to try and talk. Itarama, welcome in, Itty. Pleased to have you here. How did Castlevania 64 go? Yeah, so Castlevania 64 went great. I was stuck for a long time on one level of it. It was awful and humiliating for a couple hours, and then once I got through that level, everything else was smooth sailing. I took down Death first try. I went through the clock tower very swiftly. I struggled a little bit with Phase 1 of Dracula, but then Phase 2 and 3 I first tried. So It was a great ending to that one. So yeah, we finished up. I played through earlier tonight, my friends, Castlevania 64. I finished my first hard mode playthrough of that game. Castlevania 64 is a game I really love, and so it was nice to check the hard mode off the list for that. I still have, there's a second character I still have to go through the game again with, so I've got some business left with that game. But I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close to having completed, you know, basically 100% of what there is to do in it. Unless I start giving myself, like, silly challenges, like no death runs or something. Oh, speaking of silly challenges, it might get kind of ugly here. Erwin and Raven were my resident Splinter Cell experts. Save my butt from a totally hosed stream, Rad says. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you had some good help at your disposal, Rad. You're not that young, are you? I mean, I'm around the age where those things seem to start becoming real popular. I don't know specifically when each of the cartoons came out. I might be too old for some of the ones that people remember fondly. I'm about the same age as the NES. Feel you on that. My parents cut the cable when my brother insisted on watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 24/7. Missed a lot of late 90s or early aughts cultural touch points myself. Yeah, I missed out on a lot of that kind of stuff. I guess it's because my father and his parents are from the military. I had cable when no one else did, Binary Man says. 46. You're a bit ahead of me then. I've got some catching up to do. Rip the one credit clear. Forgot Frankenstein's monster brought Igor. Yeah, Frankenstein does nothing in that battle, right? He's a joke. He just stands around. But the Flea Man there. He's a real monster. Hey, we made it through. Frankie and the Flea. Samurai Jack ran from 2001 to 2017. That's quite the run. No. The truth is, it was Frankenstein who was the monster all along, right? The real monster is the one who creates a monster on purpose. Just bully that guy off the screen. The only challenge of this game that I thought about doing that I haven't been able to complete yet, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, was that I wanted to do a low percent run and try to get through it deathless. But so far I've not even been able to clear low percent. I can make it up to Frankenstein, but I haven't been able to defeat him without the whip upgrades. It's really rough. Alright, let's cheese him. That run wasn't consecutive. Oh, I see. No, Crash, I'm so proud of you. I don't want to comment on whether or not I think it's gonna crash. I'm scared to summon bad luck. I'm having enough on my own. But sometimes I feel like I've never played this game before, you know? Wow. And so many times I've said, that's never happened before. Do what you always do. On the subject of Frankenstein, what's everyone's favorite version? I like Peter Cushing's take a lot, but it's hard to beat Son of Frankenstein, Baron says. I'm gonna let you down, Baron. I don't know if I've ever seen a Frankenstein film. I've seen parts of some of the Universal ones, but I don't think I've ever seen one all the way through. Young Frankenstein is the best one, Nar says. Alright, let's at least have a good Dracula battle. The rest of the game has been an ugly disaster. Let's at least, come on. Let's have a smooth Dracula battle. I'd really like to, at some point, like, take some time to, like, watch through, like, some of those classic monster movies, like, from Universal and Hammer and stuff like that, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Alright. Damageless Phase 1. Oh no. All right. Just like Castlevania 64, the whole playthrough was a disaster. A horrifying, ugly mess, and then the Dracula battle was beautiful. uh, awesome jukes. The thing is about Dracula, he's actually very learnable. He's very, you can manipulate him very easily. So I wasn't really faking him out that much. Binary Man says, I like the Munsters version. Herman Munster designed with the looks and backstory for the Frankenstein monster. No worries, Baron says. If you ever have the interest on a lark sometime, I highly recommend the original Universal one, Son of Frankenstein, and the first Hammer film version. Yeah, I'd like to check those all out sometime. I just don't know when I will. Thank you for the GGs. Thank you. Very much appreciated. The duck doesn't force him to do the high jump. He does the... I don't know why. There's no reason that I duck. He does the high jump if you don't attack him, though. If you stand next to him and don't attack him, I don't think you have to duck. I might be wrong about that, because I always do. But I think if you just stand there, he'll do a... Yeah, if you stand real close to him and don't attack him, he'll do a high jump, and then you can move under him. So yeah, he's very easy to manipulate. I didn't know that either. I discovered that. On my whip-only playthrough. I just discovered it naturally from playing the game a whole lot. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing he's easy to manipulate, because I had no idea how to deal with him. And oh yeah, we're gonna try and do Loop 2. I don't really like Loop 2 of Castlevania. It's, you know, these bats are irritating, but, we're gonna try and do it anyway. Withering Stare wins again. His damage output is high. Yeah, if I couldn't, yeah, I just got kind of lucky. I just played it so much that I figured out he's actually very easy to manipulate, and so, yeah, damageless, completely damageless Dracula, like as you saw, is very doable. And it feels really good. It feels really good to pull that off. A lot of fun. Maybe it'll work in the OG Famicom Disk System version. Yeah, I usually just stick to the North American versions of games. I usually don't know a whole lot about the differences between different regions. On the Switch collection, I actually played until max level in Castlevania 1, just for the record. That's why I know there's a max record in the first place, Madsen says. Right on. There's a max level. That might be a fun thing to try sometime. Try and reach max level. I'm probably not good enough for that. Probably take me a long time. And I'd have to do it in one stream. How far are you away from max level in Castlevania Adventure, Mazen? that I don't know if I've ever seen that treasure down there before. Hey, Gary Soma, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Tell us about your stream. What were you doing, my friend? How did it go? We're doing loop 2 of Castlevania. It might get kind of ugly. What was that Nelky and the Legendary Alchemists? Something I've never heard of. Have a cart with versus Castlevania. I think the only difference is that you take 25% damage on every hit. Ouch. That sounds like a haunted castle. It reminds me, you need to get around to playing through the sharp version of Dracula. One forces you to do multiple loops to see all the areas and bosses in the game. Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I'd ever get around to that version of it, though. Original version code shouldn't be too far from the revised version that became the US version, though, Binary Man says. Mazin says, I had to find out that in terms of level, Castlevania 1 is inferior to Castlevania The Adventure. That's one fact I can use to argue. There's some weird ones. There's one where you enter the mummy boss, but not all the way. On the second ledge, hold left. Gurisoma says, how you doing today? Stream was nice and chill. Great to hear, Gurisoma. Great to hear. It's a crossover of the Atelier series. They're anime-style JRPGs. I know another streamer was playing some of those games. I always stumble over that word. I'm not sure how to say it. Hrafnir says logging off for the night. Might have a long stream day tonight. Good night, everyone. Good night, Hrafnir. Thank you for being here with us. Very light city builder JRPG, but the time crunch is kind of hardcore. Rough. There's a 1-up in the castle. I had to find them for some achievements. Definitely didn't know about all of them beforehand. Atelier, I think would be the easiest way to try. Atelier. Collecting items mid-jump is scary. Be on the lurk for a bit. Need a shower and food, Gurisoma says. No worries. Thank you again for the raid. By all means, do all of the decompressing and post-stream recovery you need. Hey, look, there's a 1-up. I think we were just talking about that. That's pretty wild. How do you spawn that? You have to take damage to spawn that? Oh no, I can't get... Maybe it's a one-time only thing. I can't get it to show up again. I don't know what I'm going to do about Medusa. Probably not even make it there. Here's the real Sin's Fortress. I was saying that about Castlevania 64. There's a place that reminds me of Sin's Fortress. Because it's got all these, like, swinging blades. Rip. Mazen says, so far the theory is that Castlevania the Adventure is actually endless. Loop 2 is a mistake. Oh no, I'm gonna miss that boomerang. Dead. Up to level 300. Oh, I can't read this. Next time we continue, I can probably tell everyone what the true limit is. Since I got someone on the case to crack the game's code. You're a madman, Mazen. Cyber Trucker Credos, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for the pistachios. Greetings and good health, and a fantastic day to everyone. Thank you, thank you. I got a small handful of pistachios here. Thank you for allowing me to enjoy these. Pistachios are my absolute favorite. I have almonds and cashews pretty much every day as well. But pistachios are the real treat. They're the ones I look forward to. Stopwatch, save me. The vast majority of those versions of Castlevania, I've never looked at. I don't know that I'll get around to any of them. I have played the Commodore 64 version a little bit. We tried it out on the stream, but I was having a problem with it when we played it, where whenever I tried to use a continue, the game would crash. So if I want to if I want to play all the way through that one, I'm gonna have to 1cc the game, which doesn't seem impossible, but take a bit of work. You know, Castlevania is already kind of a stiff game, a little bit clunky, and then adding to that it's put on the C64. That's a lot of extra clunkiness. Yeah, Mazin, don't set a bad example. Don't give me hints and advice. If you open up that, then the stream is... we're gonna have bad things on the stream. No, what have I done? Yeah, we're good, Mazin. We're good. You weren't terribly out of line or anything. It's just I don't want to open the door. I still, even with a game that I know really well. If we open that door, it becomes hard to close sometimes. I didn't get my stopwatch. Just put regular dish soap in the dishwasher. May need coffee before housework. Oh no. I hope you didn't have a catastrophe on your hands because of that, Itty. Binary Man says the Famicom Disk System version is the definitive version because of the save feature. Title screen and save feature screen are really awesome and well designed. Fair enough. Save feature would be really nice if you wanted to do a whole lot of loops through this game. Because I tend to only play through loop 1. I don't feel like I really miss the save feature all that much myself. But if I were going to go for, like, you know, clearing a whole bunch of loops, it'd be nice to be able to take breaks. For sure. Caught it when I poured it in. Just a facepalm moment. I don't know when I learned that would be a bad idea, because the way I think, like, if I were out of dish soap, I think I would naturally think to be like, oh, well, I'll just use my regular dish soap, and then I would have bubbles all over my house. I don't know at what point I learned that wouldn't work. I'm very glad I didn't learn it the hard way. I'm very glad someone spoiled my dishwashing playthrough. Coming back to the game is a good reason for the save feature. Yeah. That's what it's for. This is... Oh no, I'm not on the level I thought I was. I thought I was on the cave level. You know, maybe I'm just crying. Maybe I'm just crying because it's too hard, but I really don't like Loop 2 of Castlevania. I really don't like the bats and Medusas being spammed everywhere. It's fun to play, every now and then, but it doesn't have the magic of Loop 1. Loop 1 is a very satisfying, level of challenge. Loop 2... much less so. Like Zelda, it gives you 3 save files. Oh. It took me a very long time to realize that you could actually jump and reach those birds with your whip. It took me so long to realize that that was actually possible. I always thought they were a little bit too high. I wasted a lot of time. Oh no. I think I got a 1-up as I died. That's weird. I could just have a power cable on my Game Boy and have it run day and night to play Castlevania The Adventure forever, but I'd need a whole nuclear power plant just to power my project, Mazin says. Boy, I'm really struggling. Metroid and Kid Icarus have a save feature, which is stripped away when it's ported to cartridge. They weren't considered popular enough for the battery backup, even though they had the circuit board and could actually do it. Nowadays, I actually prefer when retro games have passwords. I prefer to have a password instead of a battery save. Batteries go bad, but passwords don't. Some password systems are a lot more useful than others, though. Ghost is ruining my life. Has the same circuit board that the NES Zelda games had. Those games do. That's interesting. Yeah. I've never had a battery go bad in an NES game or a Super NES game yet. But I have had them go bad in Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color cartridges. It's odd to me that the newer games have dead batteries and the older games still don't. I guess they had higher quality batteries in the earlier days. Alright, let's again very bravely and courageously cheese these mummies from up top. That's right, brave and courageous. What am I doing? I got the Roman numeral at least. Alas. I actually did look. The cutting room floor has articles about it, or somewhere. I'm a tinkerer. I tend to take things apart for repair if I can, Binary Man says. I take things apart, you know, like, I try to do my own repairs for things if they need it. But I don't often take things apart just out of curiosity. Not always confident in my ability to put the things I take apart back together. Oh, it's abysmal. Oh, getting through there. They're timed for maximum frustration. Oh, when the enemies aren't knocking me off the platform, I'm just walking off of it. Let's go. Get me out of here. Thank you for the stretch break, Mazin. Be glad to do that. I have one class for electronics engineering. Couldn't get past the prerequisites or co-requisites of math I needed, Binary Man says. I can't say that I don't really have any classes like that myself. Took a class in computer repair once upon a time in high school, so I'm pretty comfortable opening up and working on computers, the like physical components, but I don't know anything about like software. Actually running them is a complete mystery to me. All right, let's take a moment to stretch. Your blood flow needs a bit of a shakeup, I feel, Mazin says. You're right, Mazin. Thank you for the hydrate. That's actually very refreshing. That water is at a great temperature. Alright. I can't because I keep forgetting basic fraction procedures. I always did pretty well at math classes in school, but none of the stuff ever stuck with me. I was always really good at, like, remembering just enough math to pass my tests, and then I would forget everything right away. No! Oh no! Rip the run. I did not want that knife. No. Oh, I'm all the way back here. The possibility is creeping up on us, my friends, that I might not be able to do this tonight. The stream is... we're getting to the point of, like, some serious lateness here. I really don't want to end with this loop unfinished, but I might not have a choice. I don't see any way past that part without taking damage. Unless you, I mean, if you had the stopwatch, maybe, but... Oh, I wish that had been dropped in front of me instead of behind me. Because I'm not going back for it. No, bats! Who decided to add bats to the Flea Man? This underground level is always where the run gets stuck the most, Mazin says. Binary Man says, I can do the higher fractions, but adding, subtracting other operations to basic functions, I forget. Oh, why'd that bone dragon die so quickly? That didn't seem right. Forgot to turn around. Cool, I was dead, and then the damage boost saved me. What? I was turned around, and it hit me the wrong way. It's not the direction I'm facing, it's the direction the enemy hits me from, I see. Life is bad. Life is bad in this game. Hey, Eden, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Always a pleasure. Miss Lena Lux, welcome in. Thank you for coming along. How did your stream go, Eden? If you want to follow our friend Eden, you will not go wrong, my friends. You can use that link to do so. Eden does a variety of content. She plays retro games and more modern games. She's been working on Celeste lately. She had a really fantastic run through Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels a while back, and I think she's the only gamer I've ever seen beat Dark Link in Zelda 2 without the cheese. Very impressive. How are you live still? This never happens. I know. It's an endless stream. I'm playing the second loop of Castlevania, and I'm not very good at it. Loop 1 I'm kind of okay at sometimes. I had a rough night with Loop 1 as well, but Loop 2 is really, like, just kind of putting me into a trash compactor. I wanna get us a victory here, but it's looking unlikely. We're gonna hang around for a little while yet, but I just need everyone to prepare their hearts and minds for the possibility that we might not accomplish this tonight. I've actually done a second loop playthrough before. I don't know how. It went probably even worse than this, if that's imaginable. Alright, let's actually pause a moment here so I can get caught up here. Stream went well, Eden says. Got all the strawberries. Finished the B-sides of Chapter 2. Very nice. Moving right along. To use the cheese, you must first know the cheese. That's why I like that's why I like your blind policy, Eden. I like that you go through games the hard way and do them legit. No. That invincibility was a scam. Boy, that was stressful. That was very stressful. Okay, let me fix my audio real quick. There we go. Alright, fingers crossed, my friends. Sure would love to have that number 2. Sadness. All I feel is sadness. We're free! We cleared a level! My goodness. Oh. Let me take a moment to read this here. Yeah, the lost levels, the secret for the lost levels to get the bonus stages is it's horrifically complicated. I don't like the Japanese Mario Brothers 2. I think the West got the much better deal with Mario Brothers 2. Did they even change anything about this level? I don't see anything different yet. I think Konami just thought, you know what? Level 5 is hard enough as it is. We'll just leave it the same on Loop 2. I don't see any differences. Don't curse it. No, I'm sure there's gonna be something. Or they put Medusa heads in this room. That would be a nice little nasty treat. Uh-oh. Things are bad. I messed up. You told me not to jinx it, and now look what I've done. I let death free. Well, that's pretty horrible. I don't like that someone else made that decision to not bring Mario Brothers 2 to the States. Fair enough. I told you, Mazin says. No, it's too slow on the draw. Wasn't a bad attempt for no holy water. Did a lot of damage. I'm fine. I'm fine with the watered down version personally. I don't like the lost levels that much to begin with, so I can't be very upset about not getting the original version. The Lost Levels is a disrespectful troll game. Mario Brothers 2 USA is where it's at. That game's a lot of fun. Place your bets. Am I gonna mess up death twice in a row? It's so weird. It's so weird that they didn't change this level any. I think they just thought, no one's ever gonna make it through the underground. No one's ever gonna make it through the underground on Loop 2. They'll never know we didn't add anything. This is terrible, by the way. These are skeletons. I've got the worst skeleton luck right now. Yeah, my luck's not changing much. Get out of my way. Let me, there we go. This level has maximum difficulty already. They couldn't add much more. Pretty close to maximum. I kept resetting the birds, but here's the thing, as I was thinking about them opposite of what they actually are. I think I just reset it to my detriment. I don't know. It didn't matter. We made it through. Thank goodness. We're almost out of here. Oh, talk about a trip at the finish line. That's ugly. We are almost there. I gotta stay focused. Such a good run. I just have to do an even better one now. Played Super Mario All-Stars, and after getting the original, you beat that one too. Hats off to you, Binary Man. I've only done the All-Stars version, and I think that's probably the only version I ever will do. Oh no, I've also played the version on the Game Boy Color. The Super Mario Bros. Deluxe version. That's not a very good version. But as I keep saying, it's a game I don't really like a whole lot to begin with, so... kind of out of pattern here. Can we get back on track? All right. There we go. Victory! We did it. 2 loops, my friends. We're free. We're done. That was horrific. These are some of the ugliest Castlevania playthroughs. But we made it through, and that's all that matters. When I recount the epic tale of tonight's events, I will focus on our super clean Dracula fights. Both times, I think, was the actual victories. I think both times were damageless. You know, I just died a whole lot before that. But we can ignore that. We can ignore that part. Thank you for being here, my friends. I really appreciated your company. We're gonna head out. I'm gonna send everyone off with a raid. Thanks for the show. See you next time. Thank you, Mazin. Appreciate having you here. Good luck. Have fun. See you soon, Agent Frownie. Thank you, Binary Man. Very much appreciated. Just going to plug in our raid target. I should be back tomorrow night, my friends. Stream should start up around 11 p.m. Central Time. Maybe a little early, maybe a little late. 11 p.m.'s the target time, but sometimes, sometimes I don't always hit that mark exactly. Plan for tomorrow night is to play through Donkey Kong Country, to try and do a quick any percent playthrough of that game, and then follow that up with Alundra. Working on our first playthrough of Alundra, trying to make some progress there. So those two games are what to expect tomorrow night. Tuesday night on the stream, Tears of the Kingdom all night long. And on Wednesday, Commodore 64 games. Going to look at R-Type and Fantasy World Dizzy, if I can get a hold of copies of those games. So that's what's coming up in the near future, my friends. Hopefully I'll get to see you for some of that. Or if not that, something else very soon. Be well until I get to enjoy your company again, my friends. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I'm going to send us toward Nato Fett. Might be a little bit louder on this stream. Might want to adjust your volume a little bit. Nato has alerts and I think generally a little bit louder volume than me. Nato does retro stuff. He is an American living in Japan. So you can sort of ask him what that kind of what that kind of experience is like. He's playing tonight Aria of Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance. It looks like first playthrough. So careful not to spoil anything for him. But thank you for being here, my friends. Always appreciate you. Super Donkey Kong, yeah. I actually have a copy of that one. I have a Japanese copy of Super Donkey Kong in my collection. But one last time, thank you. Hey, Gary Soma, we're heading out. Thank you for the pistachios. I have to enjoy those off stream because the raid's going to happen. But thank you, my friends. It's time for us to head out. Let's go on an adventure.